What did you attribute that to?
Well, it was one of those things you're going to the locker room, looking at the scoreboard 21-22, and you're like, ew, that's kind of an ugly game offensively. But the good news is our defense still showed up. We did a lot better job. We talked about in the locker room at halftime, we're trying to run in the half court, and that's not our strength. So we need to push and transition a little bit more. We did a lot better job of just putting them on their heels early in transition. So that was something that was helpful to get our momentum going, to get our pace going. And then I thought Kennedy Shorts came in and gave us a huge momentum burst off the bench, especially defensively. She was flying around everywhere, getting rebounds, doing a good job on our space cuts. So that was we went on a run when she was in the game, and it was a good thing for us.
Now, with 26 turnovers, I think a lot of that was caused by that press that you had.
Yeah.
Not necessarily it wasn't that they didn't bring the ball over the timeline, but it just threw them out of sync, and their timing was off, and you could tell it.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of even prepare to be pressured like we do unless you are doing it yourself all year to kind of have a quick 1 week prep for that kind of pressure. We know that that's going to be something that is going to be an asset to us. So I thought our kids did a good job of getting after it in the full court, going on traps and rotations, even sprinting out of rotations and getting solid. That's something we will work on constantly at practice.
Now, it appeared to me that both teams were almost kind of a mirror of each other, and that was obviously going to help you because you practice against each other, every day. How do you explain that?
Yeah, I think both teams are pretty scrappy, for one, and then the other thing, when you're looking at these teams on paper, kind of guard-oriented, but kind of positionless kids. So that's something, they play with pace. They do a good job of that as well. So they're just a scrappy team, which, I came from the Division II ranks, and you do get some scrappy players at that level. They might not pass the eye test to maybe be at Division I, but they're really, really good, skilled, hardworking kids, and that's what I saw from Tarleton.
Now, we're in February, last month of the regular season. What is your goals heading into March?
Game by game, we have to get better. In March, you want to peak at the right time. So I think we have this team's best basketball, I truly believe, is ahead. And so we need to continue to work on things that get us in rhythm, make us better on both ends of the floor, even from a scout and preparation standpoint. So you want to play your best basketball come conference time, and I don't think we're playing that right now, which is a good thing. You don't want to peak at the right time.
Now, Coach, it appeared to me, watching the last few games, you really probably worked on a lot of defensive rebounding, boxing out. You guys definitely won the battle of the boards. What was it like during practice this week as far as that is concerned?
We always, that's a statistic that early in the year did not bode well in our favor. So that was something we've worked on in practice, just how to rebound, even technique, breaking it down to rebounding 101, how you check someone turn, find the ball and track it even out of your rebounding area. So that was the first statistic that I looked at to see if we out-rebounded them. So it was nice to see us win the battle of the boards today.
And 42 points in the paint. You gotta love that.
Yeah, when you're not hitting outside shots, we know it has to go in the paint. And we were 0 for 8, I believe, the first half from 3. So when you score in the paint, hopefully it opens up some better inside-out looks for you that are easy to make. We call them horse shots. When everyone's collapsed and no one's around, you step into that shot and have confidence on your home court and put it in. And we saw a little bit better the second half. And we had to just get the lid off the basket. And I think we did that, and hopefully we can continue that confidence shooting moving forward.
Well, other than Kennedy Shorts, what do you attribute that? I think it was like around 60% or even a little higher. The last quarter and a half of shooting.
You're starting to see Tierra Brown, a freshman who was out with injury those first few games, and she's getting back healthy. I don't think she's 100% yet, but you saw a little glimpse of what she can do and how she can be a presence. Also, we did a little bit better of moving without the ball. We got some guards free on some curl cuts, and we just needed to attack the paint early instead of kind of be stationary. And our offense in the beginning was just kind of looking at each other and stationary, but in the second half we pushed a little bit more in transition.
Congratulations, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Even with turning around in the second half, it seemed like Tierra was the one consistent. Even when you were struggling in the first half, she had a full game.
Yeah, I hate that she got in foul trouble because she was really getting in a rhythm, but I constantly challenge Tierra The nice thing is she lets me coach her up. Like, I'll push that kid because I see a freshman that we can get a lot out of, which is not typical for a freshman, to have this much confidence, and contribution. And for me, it's just I want to push her and get the most out of her because I see the sky's the limit for her, and she's got a huge ceiling. So I don't want to wait a couple years to see that, and a typical junior really emerges well and comes into their own. I think Tierra can do that as a freshman.
She seems unrattled by anything. If she gets a foul, she's no reaction. She doesn't mind it. If she misses, she plays through it.
Yeah, the nice thing about her is you always are, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get consistency, really good effort when she's out on the floor. She's never going to slow down or slack in the effort category. So that is a compliment to my system. You play hard, you're going to see the court and play all day, every day, and she's a good energy bug for us out there.
How do you just as the team as a whole has responded to losses? Seems like each time it hasn't. I don't know. What do you think the characteristic is about that?
Yeah, it's tough when we scheduled a really tough opponent in Idaho State, and you worry about that a little bit with a young team because coming off a loss, you can maybe lose some confidence or, take a step backwards. But I think this team takes a step forward, and they think, hey, if we can come to that close to a really, really good team, we've got a good shot of going out and winning every game we play, and we kind of had that mindset. So, losses also allow you to kind of take a step back and look at some of your deficiencies and work on. And this is a fun dynamic this year that you play a team so close back to back because we get to make these quick adjustments. We get to go watch a game film. The kids get to learn in the game film. We spend basically half our shoot around in the film room tomorrow. So we'll do a mini film session, get up a few shots, and then throw the ball back out.
Did you know Kennedy had that in her bag?
Yes, we see that in practice. I think Kennedy, what it was today, her defense led to her offense, and she doesn't have to think on defense. She just plays hard and goes. So when she doesn't think on offense, she just does those things naturally within the game, and she lets the game come to her. So her defense definitely propelled her, and she's a good player. She can make up a lot of ground for us. She fits in the system really, really well because of that. So getting her touches around the basket, we got a lot of confidence in her finishing.